When ASIO speaks, we must listen because they so often whisper. But they were using their full voice in the past couple of days with an inquiry that is currently underway in the Senate, and they have given over some information that should shock and frighten many Australians about the types of spying and threats that are being made to people who've decided to make a life here in Australia but have family back in China. Now, of course, they don't say China, but that's what we're talking about here. The interference has included threats of harm to individuals and or families, both in Australia and abroad. In some cases, foreign governments will seek to use the members of the diaspora's community in Australia to monitor, direct and influence the activities of the same diaspora communities. These threats have come directly from foreign government representatives, also from other members of the diaspora communities themselves acting at the direction of the foreign government. Matt Canavan, that's frightening. That you've got ASIO willing to openly say here that the Chinese government, as an example, will threaten the people who are still living physically in that country because of the actions of people in a free country here. ASIO is talking about this, but again, no room for that on the 6 p.m. news because we have to be ready for the second wave in the corona bunker.
It is extremely concerning, Paul. Not surprising, though. We suspect this kind of behaviour from the Chinese Communist Party. I want to say up front that I think it also underlines why the Chinese people themselves are not to blame for any of this.
Absolutely.
That this is a terrible government, and often even individuals' behaviour under that government is done under extreme duress, and we should always keep that in mind. I think we do need to reflect on how we manage university intake from Chinese students in the future because of the increasing frequency of this. Now that, as I say, is nothing to do with the individual students, but we must put our own national security first. I do like the fact that we are offering refugee status to those in Hong Kong, and we may want to consider an approach which extends such access to other Chinese nationals that are fleeing persecution, because this kind of conduct must be condemned. We must protect ourselves from it, and we must continue to be a beacon, a land of hope for those fleeing persecution and wanting a free life.
And also, we owe this to those citizens to talk about it publicly, so we know what's going on. So when ASIO warns this, we talk about it, we know what's going on, which hopefully provides some safe harbour for people who want to tell us about this behaviour.